Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming pattern, and this pattern is going to be very progressive. There's going to be frequent warm-ups and frequent big cooldowns, so we're going to be talking about all of that in this video. Now, before I get started with this video, though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. I'd also highly recommend that you check out our very exciting Patreon page in the description and the pinned comment down below. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, how do you think our pattern is going to set up throughout the month of December? Do you think we will have a kind of progressive pattern like this, or do you think we will have more of a stagnant pattern that is one or the other, either cold or warmer? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at a random frame here for some colder temperatures. We're going to have some temperature patterns setting up kind of like this throughout the rest of November, with also some storms setting up like this, possibly some nor'easters. It seems weird, we're not really in a pattern that would typically lead to nor'easters being possible, but the models have trended a handful of them being possible, at least possible, throughout the next couple of weeks, so we'll be talking about all of that throughout this video. Let's get into our first frame, and this is basically what the temperature pattern looks like right now. You could be feeling it if you're up this morning or throughout the day today. You're going to be feeling that it is quite cold. That's going to be moving out, though, very shortly. It has been a cold couple of days. Things are going to turn around. Again, we're in a very progressive pattern, so things are really going to be going back and forth. I've typically called it a flip-flop pattern. The cold is going to move in, and then it's going to quickly move out. The warm is going to move in, and then it's going to quickly move out, and back and forth. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to take a look at what the pattern could look like by tomorrow morning, and just take it on from that point forward. Alright, so here we are by about 8 a.m. on Friday, November 20th, which is going to be tomorrow from the time I'm making this video. As you can see, a lot of warmer temperatures move into a lot of the central and northeastern United States. The southeast and the mid-Atlantic is trying to hold on to some cold, but overall I would say it's probably just near normal conditions. And by the time we're reaching about 8 a.m. on Monday, November 23rd, so we've kind of gone ahead and skipped over the weekend, it's going to be quite warm comparatively to normal for the eastern United States. By about 8 a.m. on Monday, we see our next cool down moving in for the eastern United States here. It's moving in quite quickly. Again, this progressive pattern is going to be moving quickly. We see the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley already in those below normal temperatures. Those are making their way east generally. And we're going to see our next cool down kind of early next week to begin the week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, looking forward might be a little bit cooler than this upcoming weekend. So we're going to be really going back and forth. You're going to see that throughout this video. And shortly, we're also going to talk about our first kind of nor'easter type storm that could be on the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards about 8 p.m. on Monday. We're going to take a look at that first nor'easter, and then we're going to take a look at what the temperature pattern could look like for earlier on Tuesday, November 24th. Okay, and this storm takes kind of a similar track to what we would typically call an Appalachian runner, and it's basically a nor'easter just inland. So we don't call these formally a nor'easter, but there's practically no difference except it's onshore instead of offshore. Okay, so that one could lead to some snowfall there for New England, upstate New York. I will be talking about that moving forward. We're only a couple of days away from this storm, so again, I will be talking about that one for sure. And now by 2 a.m. on Tuesday, November 24th, we see tons of cold air come in behind this storm. There's greens indicating areas that might be closer to, I would say, 10 degrees below normal. So we're definitely seeing some pretty potent cold air come in. Nothing too potent is going to move in. We're not going to see any 15 degrees or further below normal temperatures move in anytime soon. But these frequent cooldowns will bring a nice bite to them from Canada, bringing some pretty chilly weather, similar to what we just had in the eastern and, I guess, central portions of the United States there. You can see the southeast is still dealing with that southeast ridge, trying to hang on there for portions of the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida. That's areas that are seeing maybe 10 degrees above normal. By the time we're taking a look at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday here, you can see the cold is still around throughout the day here, 4 to 10 degrees below average for most of these blue and green regions. And by the time we reach Friday, we see another big warm up here. So later in the week, we warm up again. Again, that progressive pattern, we're going to be really going back and forth. It's going to be all over the place, 10 degrees above average, widespread throughout the eastern United States to begin next weekend. This is the day after Thanksgiving. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards where our next cooldown could be, which is, surprise, surprise, is actually 2 a.m. on Saturday. So literally 24 hours later, we're going to see our next cooldown moving in. Alright, so here we are by about 2 a.m. on Saturday, and as you can see, that next cooldown is moving in. The Gulf states get in on it this time, 5 to 10 degrees below average there for those deeper blues and greens down there. The East Coast is still dealing with a bit of a warm-up there for, I would say, the immediate East Coast states, portions of the Mid-Atlantic, New England, generally the Southeast Coast as well. By the way, on Thursday, we could see a storm system moving through, but it will be too warm for snow. This is pretty similar to a nor'easter type storm. Again, just a little bit further inland as you see that cool air is much further west. That doesn't allow for nor'easters to really creep up the coast offshore. They usually come inland in that type of a temperature pattern. As we reach 8 a.m. on Sunday, November 29th, we see another cool down here for the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, generally near normal for the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and New England states. The further southeast you go, the further below normal the temperatures are. We're really all over the place here, guys. We really, really are. And Saturday morning, I know I keep kind of creeping back for the storms, but I went over the temperature pattern first, and then I added these nor'easter frames here for the video, so that's kind of why timing is a little off. But by Saturday morning, there was a nor'easter. It was just a bit offshore. If this one was to connect and be further west, this could definitely have a snowstorm with it, so we'll watch that closely. It is a bit far out, obviously 219 hours out. The probability of this occurring this exact same way is highly unlikely, I would say. As you can see, by the time we reach Sunday afternoon, actually we see some lake effect snow move in with this more potent cooldown here for the northeastern United States. Lake effect snow could be pretty common throughout the next third or the final third of November that we have coming up, so we'll be watching out for that moving forward. What we're going to do is we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at about Monday at 8 a.m. on November 30th. We're going to take a look at December 3rd, and then we're going to take a look at some 5 or 10 day increments and just show you guys what the overall pattern is going to look like throughout the rest of November and the beginning of December. All right, so here we are taking a look at about 8 a.m. on Monday. As you can see, we have a huge cooldown come through, 10 to 15 degrees below average throughout a lot of those green regions. So the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, the Southeast coast especially. The interesting thing about these cooldowns that are coming up as opposed to ones that we've had before is that they actually end up beating out the Southeast Ridge. As you can see, there's no Southeast Ridge that is around at this point, which is hard to come by in a La Nina pattern like we're in. So very, very interesting to see that this cooldown was strong enough to get through that. The more north you go, the more potent it is. That should be obvious. But even comparatively to normal, the more north you go, the further below normal the temperatures are. So this would definitely be sufficient for snow if we saw a storm coming through. That's hard to tell at this point. And even though this is 336 hours out, I'm just going to show it. This is 2 a.m. on Thursday, December 3rd. As you can see, the northeast would be dealing with a quite potent cooldown. The southeast would be dealing with a big warm-up. The southeast ridge is going to kind of make a comeback here and really be potent here. 10 to 15 degrees above normal. And if you're in between, you're going to be near normal. So states like Virginia, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, you are very close to normal there. Now, let's just go ahead and move on. This is day 5 through 15. And as you can see, this is going to be November 24th through December 4th, and as you can see, cooler air generally for the eastern United States, with the west near normal and then the upper Midwest kind of above normal. The reason I included this segment of this video is I knew people were going to complain from the west that I didn't include them in this video. Although I make plenty of videos about the west that I don't include the east in, I don't think I can please everybody, but I try to at least include the entirety of the United States at some point during the video so everybody can get some useful information no matter where you live. I hope you guys can appreciate that. And I hope I'm doing a good enough job with that. And then by the time we reach the days 31 through 41, this is very far out. Take it with a grain of salt. The CFS model says for the 20th through the 30th, which is Christmas week, or I guess Christmas 10 days, if you want to call it that. I don't even know if that's a thing. And as you can see, very potent cold air for the eastern United States with some slightly below normal temperatures for the west. I think this model is kind of trending at a positive P&A for this time frame. This is going to go back and forth though, so take this with a major grain of salt. The interesting thing is it's showing very potent cold air for the eastern United States for Christmas week, which feels like it's been forever since we've had a pattern like that. So very interesting. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, when do you think that we are going to see some snowfall in the Northeast? And TFIK said, I think in the Northeast we will start getting a lot of snow in January. And I think that's pretty realistic. It could be December, but I think January is pretty realistic. So we will come back to this comment. We will see if this is accurate here by TFIK. Good comment there. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our diamond patrons: Michael Cuddalessa, Madbirds, Felix Wheatfield, Michael Buell, Mariah Vieira, Kellen Manhart, Alicia Davis, Catbite, Terry Curtis, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Noah Harley, and Mark J, alongside our platinum patrons: Adam S., Justin Quantrell, Donna Carnes, Alan Belemo, Dovie Nagel, James Wade, Larry LePan, and Cameron Marshall. If you would like to be on this Patreon end screen, you can do so by joining our Patreon page in the description and the pinned comment down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.